Dakota Johnson has broken her silence on Madam Web, and she is talking about it quite a bit now. And her comments come out just days after Sydney Sweeney's SNL monologue where she was joking about Madam Web and basically saying nobody saw it. So Dakota Johnson said, "I had never done anything like it before. I probably will never do anything like it again because I don't make sense in that world and I know that now." Then she said, "Sometimes in this industry you sign on to something and it's one thing, and then as you're making it, it becomes a completely different thing and you're like, wait, what?" And yeah, I do feel kind of bad for her because she did say that the script changed so many times that she couldn't even tell you what like the original thing was now. And you definitely get that feel when you're watching the movie. There's a lot of changes and, random cuts, and the editing is just all over the place because they probably completely changed this thing just like she said. She goes on to say, "But it was a real learning experience, and of course it's not nice to be a part of something that's ripped to shreds, but I can't say that I don't understand." So she's basically saying she knows the movie is trash and she didn't like the experience on it. She even said that it was like her co-stars were bonding and she was just kind of there, so she clearly didn't have a great experience making this thing. And yeah, this movie got ripped to shreds. Fans were saying this is like the worst superhero movie they've ever seen. It's got a 12% critic score and a 57% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, which is horrendous. And you definitely get the feeling that a lot of the cast members for this movie, with all the interviews leading up to its release, they did not believe in this thing. Dakota herself said she has still not even seen the damn movie, which is wild. That just tells me she had a terrible experience making this thing. She thinks it's trash. She feels like she was lied to and that the script was changed all the time and it made it a worse movie. And then on top of that, I think that they were told that it was the MCU and they thought they were going to be a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's kind of sketchy on Sony's end because multiple actresses thought that, because Sydney Sweeney and Dakota Johnson, when the whole movie was announced, they tagged Marvel Studios in their posts. So that tells me Sony was doing some shady business, basically telling them like, yeah, you're a part of the MCU, this is going to be great. And that obviously was not the case, and now the actresses have to deal with a terribly reviewed movie tied to their names. So yeah, I kind of feel bad for Dakota and the other actresses in this movie, but at the same time, like, you should have done your research, you can't just sign on based off of whatever someone says, because people lie in the real world, especially to get big names like Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney in a Spider-Verse movie. They're probably going to say whatever they want in order to get you to sign to be in Madam Web. And it is kind of their fault as well because, they didn't really know anything about superhero movies, so it's just, like, the MCU to them is like, oh, like, it's just an acronym. I don't really know what that even means. If you've seen her interviews, she knows absolutely nothing about Spider-Man, Marvel, superheroes in general. She knows nothing. So I kind of feel bad, but at the same time, like, you gotta do your research. Your agent has to do research. Otherwise, scenarios like this happen. Let me know what you think about her comments down below.